Hi, my name is Christine. I am a demonstrator with Stampin' Up! And today we're going to make a gift card holder. We're going to be using the Perfectly Plaid stamp set and Pine Tree Punch. And this gift card holder is awesome because it can be, you can use any kind of paper or label or sentiment and turn it into a birthday gift or Christmas or whatever other occasion, a thank you. So I'm just going to make a little bit of room and show you guys how to get started. So the first thing we need to do is get our card base for the gift card holder. So I'm using thick white, and the reason for that is just it's a little bit more sturdy. So I like to use it for bases. So I've already cut it. This is 11.5 by 8.5 that I've cut in half. So I'm left with 5.5 by 8.5. So I'm going to use my scoring board here. It's my paper cutter and scoring board to score this piece of paper at 2 inches. And then again at 6. And there we go. And I'll put that away. We're done with that for now. So I'm going to go ahead and actually fold my lines. It's just easier to work with once you have your surface. So I'm just using my bone folder here to make those lines crisp. Alright, so you've got one end, the 2-inch score line is shorter than the other one, so you can see it'll close. So the first thing I'll do is I'm just going to put a tiny bit of glue on the shorter end. You can use liquid glue or tear tape or snail, anything that's going to have a strong bond, because you don't want this opening up. And you'll notice I'm just putting glue on the edges of this paper because I want to make sure that the opening in the center is large enough. That's where the card's going to go. So you want to leave that open enough to have your card. So, and if you're ever in doubt when you're doing this, you can just stick any card in there to test it out. I don't appear to have one handy. I do. Trusty old plum card here. So you can just put a card in there if you're not sure, just to make sure that your edges are clear. All right. Don't forget to remove it before you gift it, unless it's the gift card itself. So while I've got it open to this way, I'm going to actually put my designer series paper down. So you can do this with any paper. I'm using the, what's this plaid called again? Plaid Tidings, sorry. So this is my, sorry, I pre-measured before I started filming. I was starting to think that perhaps I need to make one more cut. So yeah, so this is my top piece, so my bottom piece I'm just gonna have to trim by 1/4 inch. So I'll bring back my trimmer. So I wanted that to be 5 1/4 in length by 1 3/4. There we go. And I'm just going to use my liquid glue to put that down. And so I'm just going to try to line that up. Paper's so festive. And for the top piece, I'm using Cherry Cobbler, which is the predominant color in this designer series paper sheet. And I've put it through my my wood plank embossing folder. So it has a nice kind of wood plank look to it. You could use, again, more designer series paper or a different embossing folder, or even just plain. So I'm folding that over to put it on just to make sure I line up my 5 1/4 side. And that looks pretty good. So I don't know if you can see the texture. It's kind of got the wood grain look to it. So there's our base done. So now we need a sentiment and a bit of decoration on that. So I'm just going to put this piece aside. I made a label using the stitched nestled label dies. There's quite a few of them, so this is one of the medium ones. You can see that it's got detail on both sides, so when you've cut it out, you've got your label, but you've also got the detailing in your negative piece, so you could use this as well as kind of a window on something else. I'll set that aside for now. So we're going to stamp the sentiment, and I'm going to use Merry Christmas. Whoop. So this is a stamp set that's returning from last year. It's in the annual catalog, and I love it. It's got some nice sentiments, and the trees, there's various kind of textures you can give your tree. So we are going to use the Merry Christmas on the label. This red is so nice and rich too. There we go. And then we need a tree as well. So I'm going to put this one back, and I want to use the plaid Christmas tree. So the stamp itself has plaid kind of in it, a pattern to it. I'm going to do that on a separate piece of paper that I'll then be able to punch out with the punch. There we go. All right, I'll set that aside. I'm going to close my ink because otherwise my fingers will end up in it. And now we'll punch out the tree. So when I'm using a punch, what I like to do is I line up the tree where I'm happy. This one's nice with the plaid line because it runs straight in the center from the top to the bottom, so it makes it easy to line up. So once I've got it lined up, I press down so that I'm holding it, but I haven't punched yet in case I need to move it again. So there we go. And once I've got it where I want it, I just punch through. So I'm going to put the tree on my label like so, but I want it to kind of stick out a bit more. So I'm going to use the dimensionals, which are foam, double-sided sticky foam bits. And I think 2 will do the trick. Cover up my words. There we go. And then I'll stick that to the card. So the most important thing with your gift card holder, no matter what label you're using or whatnot, is to line it up and see, so you can see one piece is going to overlap the other, but you want to be able to open it. So it's important not to put glue all over the back of this. You just want to put glue kind of the way I'm looking at mine here. I'm seeing kind of the top 2/3. So again, I'm going to use liquid glue for that. Because the worst thing would be to glue the whole thing together and then you can't open it. Which would make for maybe a good gag gift, but not so much for a gift card holder. So I'm just positioning that so that it is centered. And the reason I like to use liquid glue is you have a little bit of time to move things around if you need to. So that is good placement there. And the only thing left to do is to add a bit of embellishment to that. So I'm going to use the gold glitter enamel dots, which are a nice kind of nice touch. And I've misplaced my, oh, here we go. I'm just going to use the pick tool from the multi-tool to pick these guys up. I'll use a bigger one. Down here. And I like to have some glitter, especially at Christmas. And I also kind of, I don't know why, I prefer the look when it's kind of uneven numbers. So I've only got 4 down right now. So I'm actually going to put one on the tip of my tree. And because I'm going on the tree where there's nothing underneath it, I'm just putting my pick tool underneath here to make sure that's nicely glued down. So there we have it. So it's a simple gift card holder that you could do, again, using any paper, any stamp set, and it's a simple project and is a nice way to give a gift. So I hope you like it, and thanks for watching.